Surprise! James Lott Jr. is on the air. James Lott Jr. is on the air. No, is that James Lott Jr.? Is he on the air? I am on the air. Let's see. I never come on at this time. So it is daytime today, and it's daytime right now for me. So I thought I'd come on. How that? What's going on there? So let's see. I'm getting things set up. Monetization ready because I want to make some money. I'm here. It is the afternoon. It is 4th of July Eve. I guess we'll call it that. I am here. Oh, so folks are showing up. Tomlin family, JH Fan, Laura B. Yes, kids and kidlets. I woke up today. I didn't know I broke the internet. I had no idea I did that. So that's very interesting to wake up to. I'm actually, for a good reason, apparently. I'm like, this was very interesting. I didn't expect that. Hi, Bridget. I arted. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I love this shirt. First, I want to thank everybody who came to the Zooms this weekend. We had a great time. Thank you for that. Yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate that. More Zooms coming up, so check them out. They're in the list down below. I have some classes I'm giving. I'm going to teach you how to do your get your YouTube up, how to do successful interviews, and how to start writing. Those are 3 classes I'm doing this month. So you check them out. That's where you get that. You'll do that. You guys get it fixed. I know. I arted. Yes. So very much. So thank you very much for it. So check those out. Glad you guys are coming in. So I do shows, and obviously, and on Sundays I do 2 shows, Y&R and GH. Frank Moran and I, off and on for the last 8 years, have been together doing this GH show, and we tell the truth and shame the devil as we see it. We're very honest how we feel. We just talk about how we feel. And yesterday is no different. My big ass mouth. I just tell how I feel, and I notice things. And I'm always a person, as you know, if you check me out, when I call certain things out, I will call them out. Sometimes I get in trouble. Sometimes it's fine. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Judy. But I want to say for sure one thing before I even say anything is that number one, Frank and I love General Hospital. That's why we talk about it. We always want General Hospital to be at its best. We always want General Hospital to do better because we know it can. It can. I have to call things out as I see them. Hi, Beauty. And so does Frank. We call things, we see certain things, we call them out. But I want you to know, on the other side of things, I want to give a shout out to the Lotties, the Hardys, Taraya and Taraya's Tigers, and I know I love this shirt. I guess, and Sprina Nation. They have always been supportive of me, even through some dark moments. They do. They've always been supportive of me. So I want to give shouts to all of them. And for me and Frank, we just know, I'm a writer myself, I'm a producer, everything. I love the genre. I love the genre. I love the actors. I love everybody behind the scenes stuff. I love it. But occasionally, they get things wrong, or they do things I think are taking too long, or what's going on. So I feel like I can look at a situation, be very well-rounded, not just as a fan, but also as a writer, as a producer, media person. I look at everything. And so my comments yesterday were stemmed out of that. I just called it out. So for me, no, it's not. No, for me, it's a light moment. This is good. Like I said, I've had some dark moments, but I think for me right now, I'm having this is a light moment. So I said, I woke up this morning to all these views, and on Twitter, all these retweets and thank yous, and I had other colleagues of mine who cover GH have contacted me too. I guess some folks, I haven't been on Twitter that much. I guess some folks got in trouble for things they said on their shows or whatever. I don't know. But I always keep things just, me and Frank, we say what we say, and if you don't like it, they don't like it, they like it, they like it. We don't care. We say what we say, and we go about our business. I do 50 shows, I move on with my life. But this was a nice surprise. Because I called it out. And I called it out live, and I have no problem doing that, saying what I thought about what Trina's character probably was originally to where she is now, and what they're not letting her do, and what they're letting her do. And I just called up my opinion. I just think that a lot of folks agree with me apparently, so I appreciate that. But I really do. I'm looking at it as a writer. I'm looking at it as a person who likes entertainment, a person who does entertainment. I'm looking at it and going, some things aren't right. And JH is not at its best right now. It isn't. It's been way better. But even a few weeks ago, it was pretty good. But like, I mean, and they have ebbs and flows. Some weeks are better than others. We know they got to do 2 weeks a year. It's crazy. But I just think I think the show, but you guys were going through the writer's strike. That's done a few things to all the writing also. There's just a lot going on. But I still want GH to be the best that it can be. And I think when it comes to Sprina, for me, I want to see the same opportunities afforded that couple and coupling as the others. That's all. Other shows are doing it. Days of Our Lives, Young and the Restless. I mean, every show has their issues. Trust me, I watch all 4. However, some shows are doing their, I don't say minority because we're not minority, we're not minor. There are people of color characters differently. And I've always been, as you guys have watched me and know me, I've always called out anything I saw that was detrimental to any othered persons. And that's queer, that's women, that's people of color, which could be Asian, Black, Latino. I always call out what I see and I think they could do better. And I also understand that things are cyclical. I also understand there are large casts. There's a lot of things I understand. You know, it's crazy. So my thing is, and also, so there's Darby giving their advice on what they like. There also can be differences of opinion. 10 people can watch the soap opera and see 10 different things. 10 people can watch a soap opera and like 10 different things. That's why I never see like 10th Floor GH or Park Charles or Pier 54 or Broad TV, or I never see them as competition. We all have different takes on this, and Max Updates GH, we all have our different takes on the show. We may agree on certain things, depending on who you are. We all have different takes. And I always say this, there's no, I mean, and the fans want as much comfort, much content as they want. There's enough to go around. We all have different takes. So anybody can feel whatever they want. I get paid to tell my opinion of what I see and what I think. And I think and so for me, I just share, and there's folks who like it. There are other folks that don't like it. Like personally for me, and I said it yesterday, I think it's lazy writing, in my opinion, to have Spencer and Esme come together suddenly. I have to believe that possibly he is tricking her or something in the background, possibly. But again, I'm not writing the show. Maybe they don't want to do that. Maybe for them, Endgame is Spencer and Esme, who knows? but there are folks who don't like it, and we have a right to not like it. But my thing is, and not even so much about that. My whole thing is more about yeah, so, aren't you at work, Matthew? Oh, aren't you at work? Okay, you know, I just feel like, let's go back to just the couple of Sprina themselves. Let's forget all the outside stuff. Let's forget about Portia and Esme and everybody on the outside. This coupling has not been given the full access of being a couple. And I think there are outstanding circumstances from that. Hi, Paul. 10-4, I said 10-4 GH, and there's Matthew pops in, of course. I love it. And luckily, I was talking good, with no shade. I was talking good. 96 degrees. Wow, okay. It's only 76 here in LA, where I live. Hi, Leopardess. So my thing more is about the actual coupling and the character of Trina. My whole focus was on that more so than anything else. You know, so I just think that it's very interesting. I know there are fans that are fanatical about it and all that stuff. My thing was, even minus all that, that's when I started breaking it down, looking at the actual storyline of when Trina first came, as played by Sydney Michaela, to today. And I started seeing inconsistencies as I'm watching this girl. Someone in my chat yesterday was like, well, she's classier than this. And first of all, you can have sex and still be classy. You can still kiss your boyfriend and still be classy. I mean, this non-couple / coupling have been going at it for 2 years. I think it's okay. They're grown folks. It's okay for them to have sex or even get sexual. Let's show a Black woman being sexual. Days of Our Lives is doing it all the time. Let's show it on. Let's show it. And then Restless does it. Let's show it on. Let's show it on. You know, on this show. Even Black people did it for a minute with Paris. Like, let's show another young Black woman be into her boyfriend. You know, but I also know on soaps, a happy couple is a boring couple, and you have to have conflict. So I get that too. But I'm just talking about her character specifically and the couple itself. And to me, they have not been developed enough. I mean, Paul, all soaps have their problems. I said a little earlier. But however, Chanel, Jade, all of them, they're all having sex and doing stuff. And they're Black women. And they're doing things on this show they've never done anywhere else. You know, so it's just kind of, you know, I'm just going back to facts, to factual stuff. That's all. Just saying, I'm not making nothing up. I'm not being highly emotional. I am just going, okay, here's what I'm seeing. And I see Leopardess and some other folks are like, I saw in the chat, I'm not watching the show anymore, I'm taking a break. For me, I'm gonna continue watching the show, obviously. I never stop watching these shows. I continue watching them. And because I'm also gonna see where they're gonna go with this. And you can watch. The one issue I have is that she is allowed to be judgmental of everyone but her best friend. Never calls out Esme and Jocelyn ever. Like I said, I'm not into. To me, again, that's all. Everybody has their thoughts on that stuff. I'm just going strictly from the character perspective. They're not allowing Trina to be a fully formed character to me. And like I said before, I think originally she wasn't meant to be. You know, it was meant to be. And then it kind of grew. And like Frank said, it grew a family out of it, but the family seems to get more attention than she does. I mean, her trial went on. I mean, it was like off and on forever. It was like, they didn't just give us like a week of the trial. Greenland was the first time we saw them a lot together. When you think about it. it was like, wow, okay. But it says even when she was with Rory, there was barely anything. They're not. I'm saying, why are we not allowing this young Black woman to have fully formed stories? And then we're looking at TJ and Molly, and I said I would love to be invested in them, but they barely show them. And now I got a recast, and this chick, I don't know. I mean, no offense to her, but I'm like, okay. I was like, so now I have a baby and all that stuff. But that storyline, I'm like, well, you're supposed to care, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I just don't. She's a DA. We barely see them. Like we see TJ like he's at the hospital. Like I said before, if TJ had slept with Willow or something or kissed her, that would have been more exciting than what's going on over here. You know, it's some of it's because they're Black. I fully believe that. There's no queer characters on the show. I mean, Brad, we haven't seen Brad in months either. Where's Brad? And there you go. You know, it's all this stuff that they're not writing for that I don't understand. Christina, I don't know what's she doing. She pops in once every 5 minutes. Hi, B Cop. Okay, Paul, I know. Where's a Black man on there? I know. Like it's Eli, you know. But no, I want to see representation that is representation of out here in the real world, represented on screen. Right? That's what we want. We want to see that. The problem is we're not getting it on some of these shows on daytime. Bold and the Beautiful has no gay characters whatsoever. That's weird. It's a fashion house in Los Angeles. There are no gay characters on the show. And what happened to Paris and Zendaya? What happens to Black folks? Yeah, Carter. Where's my boy Aaron D. Spears? Where's everybody? Hi, Lenny Snowquick. Hi, Jeannie Roberts. It's just like where are they? So you see this. How about hit that like button while you're coming in here? I only have 9 likes and 31 people watching. It's like where on Young and the Restless, they got rid of all the Latinos. They got a whole family of them, all gone. They came and went. Allie came and went. Kelsey Wayne was great. She's an Abbott. I thought, let's see her in the lab with Aunt Ashley, working it out. I guess not. She's in London with Noah. So now there are no Asians on that show. Now we got a couple of Asians going on over on Days of Our Lives. We barely see Lena Wu on General Hospital, who is clearly a fan favorite. And that's the whole thing. This is what surprises me about daytime. Some, like on primetime, shows will totally rewrite and cater to fan favorites. You know, the Fonz on Happy Days, Urkel on Family Matters, Jack and Karen on Will and Grace. I mean, like, they will write, if there's a popular, you know, Ross and Rachel on Friends, Max and oh my god, I forgot his name on Living Single. Like, they literally will rewrite a show or write a show to cater to the fan favorites, right? They'll totally, they want those ratings. Like if the fans are telling you they like this coupling, they find a way to put them in there, and you know, they get conflict, and they'll listen to everything fans say. You can't listen to everything fans say, but they will go couplings. But on daytime, that's how it used to was also. I don't know, somehow I don't understand what's going on. It's like when Chase and Brooklyn, the fans loved it. They wanted them together. And look how long they did this, and now they already have a conflict because of Tracy. So they barely have a chance to be together. They've had like what, one love scene, that's it also. And Chase, Chase is hot. I'm like, hello, hot. So it's kind of funny that they just don't anymore. They just don't. They're not. I don't know. So you have this Sprina fan base. It's huge. They were at Appeal Magazine last week. Why aren't we really pushing for them? Why aren't you trying to give us everything we can with them and put them through the trials and tribulations and show the lovely afternoon? Hi, George. Hi, Desmond. Hi, Nathan. It's just like you have pairings that people are like, yes, we like them. Why are we busy working with Finn and Liz again? Nobody cares. Does anybody really care? I mean, anybody in this chat care about Finn and Liz? I don't think anybody does. Why are we going that direction? I mean, they should just be friends anyway, in my opinion. But let's go to the couples that are ready. Let's show them. And that's what I'm saying. I'm kind of like, daytime is the craziest thing. They don't always cater to that. That's what's so interesting. They don't do that. I have no problem with Esme losing her memory. It makes for story. I said my problem was with suddenly the wheels are that suddenly what Spencer and Esme are going to bond over the baby, and he's going to cheat on her possibly. I mean, I just don't think that doesn't make sense to me. Spencer has hated Esme for so long, has been consistently wanting her out. So unless it's him and Trina playing a joke on all of us to get to her, I don't understand an explanation. Because again, this coupling is huge. But they have other Drew Kane. I said it again. I said on the show yesterday too. Another character that I'm like, he should be this swashbuckling leading man. As a writer, I could write 10 stories for him. I don't understand. Yet they have Ava and Austin have sex. They've been barely together in a couple months. They're not even a couple. Like she said, we're not together. I'm just perplexed. I don't know what's going on. Hi, Jason. So my job is usually to ask those questions, on my shows and look around and go, and I'm watching the show, and I'm just like, what's going on? Sorry, what's that, you guys? I think tell me a time changed. Sorry, somebody has changed the time on me on something. Okay, I'm back. Daisy, JH fan, I wish that was the case. I don't believe that is. Again, you always write conflict. That's part of soaps. That's part of soaps. You always create conflict. So you always want conflict. And having Spencer and Esme live together in the same place raise a child, that's conflict. You want fans to be upset. You want fans to feel on the edge of their seat. You do. Yeah, Sherry brings a good point. Promoted Taraya on CBS during Pride Month, and they went on it all in June. You're absolutely right. It's performative. But you always want conflict. You always want conflict on soaps. That's just how it is, right? I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that story. It's just, but however, I'm back to character development, and every show has their favorites. We know that. Every show has a hierarchy. They do. They have a hierarchy. So there are people at the top of the call sheet, and they've earned their spaces, and they're there for a reason. Then there are others. It's in their hierarchy. And as Frank said yesterday, some shows are better than others at rotating casts and rotating storylines. When you're cast heavy, as General Hospital is, it is tough. Because certain people are number 1 and 2 in the call sheet. They get top billing for stories. That's just how it is. I accept that part. But if you're giving me pieces of the story, I want them to make sense. I'm very much like, don't make sure it makes sense. You know, and again, I want equal treatment in terms of we're gonna go across the board with people. It'd be nice to have equal treatment. And I feel like they limit this young Black woman in a way they don't limit anybody else. And again, I'm going by just facts of her storylines, not just me being emotional and whatever, being extra Black. I'm actually looking at her storylines, going from a writer perspective. She is limited. She is limited. And so that to me is like, I'm sorry, I gotta get a attachment. Where's my attachment? Okay. So now another thing too to talk about. Yeah, I was shocked. We saw Jordan and Zeke, 2 dark-skinned Black people on TV. I was like, whoo, finally. That was nice. Here's the deal. We shouldn't get all worried and up in arms yet about Nicholas Chavez coming or going from GH. He is a young actor, and I'm sure he wants all kinds of opportunities. Nowadays on soaps, what they call outs. You get a couple of outs. He just goes away for a while, comes back, goes away for a while, comes back. It's totally possible he can do that. But yes, I know in some cases, people have left shows for bigger things than the soap operas. That does happen also. It's both. It can be both. We don't know what he's going to do. This is a limited series. It's not going to be this huge thing. But also, remember, he should have opportunities. LA's expensive, folks, to live. I live here, and they don't make lots of money. Some of stars don't make a lot of money. A lot of them have other projects. A lot of times they do them on the weekends, they do them over here, that, every yonder. But they all have other projects. So I'm just saying, this is not unusual for somebody to get a bigger role. This is a big deal for soap people because it's going to be in a primetime Ryan Murphy special. That's good. So I'm actually excited for him. But it doesn't mean he's going to leave. It may just mean he take a break, films that, and comes back. Or he may leave. And I'll say the same thing I said about Cindy Michaela when she was playing Trina, when she decided to go to college. I was like, let the girl go to college. That's the girl. I loved her as Trina. I'm like, I was a big fan. I got to meet her at the Emmys. She was sweet. But I told her, you go live your life. You're a young Black woman. Opportunities will be there when you come back. Good for them. If Nicholas Chavez has a good agent and good PR, and they say, we give you some bigger primetime roles, then go. It's his right to do that. You know, it is. But he may not leave also. He may just stay, which can be written into the storyline. So when I saw a lot of responses, I didn't fly off yet. I was like, let me see what's going on here. I just think that he could be, they could nowadays in the world of this world, they can do, but they have to. A lot of these guys do these gigs, these meetup gigs. They get paid for them. I live in Los Angeles, you guys. A studio apartment in Los Angeles. I mean, this is not even a bedroom. A studio apartment can go for $2,000, and not even in a nice neighborhood. A one bedroom could go for $3,000, $4,000 a month. I live in Inglewood, which is not considered the hot spot. You want to buy a house here, a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house? You got plapped almost $1 million. It's expensive to live here. And all the soaps film out here. And the traffic and the car stuff you're using, all the gas you're using, the food, everything. It's a lot of work. And soaps don't pay what they used to. So a lot of these guys do these fan events, you know, so it helps supplement their incomes. Many of them do stand-up, they do cameos, they're doing voiceover work. They're doing whatever they can to make a quick buck. Because it's expensive. So that's what I'm saying. So to me, a lot of them nowadays are just taking leaves of absences, doing this project over here, and they come back. And a lot of times the show's working out. There's a lot of people who are on, well, Wally Kurth is, obviously the biggest example. He's on 2 shows, Days of Our Lives and Hospital. But there are others who are, Tosha Story, who was on Y&R, was also doing the Oval. So it's like there are people who do several shows. They just work it out. So, but if he does leave, they can recast the role again, which soaps do, and try to figure it out. Because he's a legacy character. Spencer's a legacy character, and he's on the show. But I wouldn't start packing his bags just yet. Again, you just don't know. Anything can happen. So that. But again, I just yesterday I was looking at the character of Sprina and just saying, okay, there's some stuff this is not adding up. And my job is to comment on that. And that's all it kind of was. And so, I'm glad many of you guys like it. And again, I know there's some fans who aren't fans of Sprina, and you have a right to be a fan of Sprina. That's your business. Right. JBS has Films of Value View. And Finola directs a lot of stuff. He's always directed. Heather Talbot was always directing shit. They have other jobs. It's kind of happens. So it's kind of one of those things. But for those of you who are Nicholas Chavez fans and Tabiana fans, I totally get it. I am very sensitive. I'm saying, you gotta watch it. Albert, you gotta watch my video yesterday. You gotta watch my show yesterday, Albert. Apparently, it broke the internet. I expressed exactly what I felt on yesterday's GHB Spotlight. You have to watch that, Albert, and you'll see my take. Everybody say hi to Albert Bostic. Yes, this takes links too, but yeah, I already said it yesterday and earlier today. I can't read. Or you can watch earlier in this episode too, but I already said it already. I've been on 33 minutes. Dang it. But that's the thing. It's just my thing is I just want equal representation for everyone, no matter what their race is or what they are, on the show. That's all. And let's work on like Frank said yesterday, work on the pacing. The pacing. Oh, and this Saturday night, I will be with Albert. He gets to have me for as long as he needs me. He said he wanted to interview me, so Albert, I'm sure, will give you guys more details. If you're not doing anything Saturday night, come see me and Albert. See what he has. See, I don't know what he's going to ask me. We'll see what happens. And then you know me, I'll tell true shame the devil. So it's just, yeah. But yeah, Sherry, you're right about that too, right? The pacing is just, on some stories it's quick, and some stories it's slow as fuck. I don't get it. But again, I want to thank everybody for just being so wonderful today. Again, Sprina Nation's always great to me. Everybody's great. I'm not here to disrupt. I just telling the truth that I see, and I think that's what I do. Not every soap podcast person does that, but Frank and I, that's what we do. Somebody else on that, yeah. You know, Albert, you're very lucky. There are a lot of folks who to themselves. But yeah, no, I'm seriously. It's just. Yeah, so like I said, some things, Judy, go fast. You're like, oh, okay. And then, yeah, the Pikeman story, just let's work on the pacing, and it's like let's get it moving. You know, but I want the best for the shows. I don't want the shows to go off the air. I like them to stay on. I enjoy watching them for the most part, but I hate when most of the scenes I'm like, oh my God, my goodness. But I know that a lot of folks, you're allowed to like whatever you like and not like what you're like. For me, it's not even about that. For me, it's more about let's show fully formed stories so that fans can really go, okay, this is what I feel, this is what I don't feel. I want fully formed stories. That's all. Let's just you know, call it out. I say again, it's my job. And you know, and you guys are fans. The fans have the power. Of that, I have no idea. I don't work there, so I have no clue exactly what Frank hears or stuff. But you know, network is involved a lot of times, and Frank has his own ideas, of course. And Dan and Chris are writing it. So yeah, I'm not sure. I just know that it's budgets. That's one pressure, obviously. Give me everything under budget. And that alone will, you know, the soaps aren't making money like they used to either. We got to keep that in mind also. There's a lot on stake or whatever. There's a lot at stake. Thank you. A lot at stake for all 4 soap operas. That's why Days is on Peacock and not on NBC. What do you recommend to be done regarding the writing of Sprina besides pacing of the show? I mean, the storyline making sense. Well, I mean, if I was going to write, I mean, there's so many things you could say. I could recommend 10,000 different storylines for them. Number one, though, they would have sex. They would actually have, they will make love. They would have a making love scene. That's number one. Give the fans what they want, and let's bond them together. That's number one. So Sprina gets their love scene. Give them their love scene. Make it count. Make it beautiful. Make it tasteful. Like let's give them their love scene. Young lady, right? Just let them have sex. Just let them have sex already. So that can be done. And we go, okay, good. Now we know that they're invested in this couple on some level, and just first we can see it. And that's it. We have sex. That's the first thing for me. And then I personally let it be hot. Daisy Flower. Daisy's ain't porn. I don't know what you want. I'm settling for at least tasteful. You know, and say I love you, the whole thing. Yes. That's what I'm saying. Let's show them on a full on, let's have a romantic sex scene. They can actually hear you say, not a crack, actually hear you saying that. And then possibly, and don't make Trina pregnant. Don't go that direction. Ugh. But just like a bond, a love scene that's bonding. We had one recently with Taraya, and that was beautiful. So just something beautiful. And then possibly, again, keep them in cahoots with each other. What was going on at Greenland, I want that to continue. Let's continue their closeness and working together against the world. Having them, they're the Romeo and Juliet story. Like, have them against Portia, against Esme, against whoever. Just them against the world. I think that's the story. That's the story to me. Esme will be a conflict, of course. Esme ain't going anywhere, folks. Esme is here to stay. She ain't going anywhere. And the actress is great. I like the actress. She's great. She ain't going anywhere. So and Joss ain't going anywhere. And they're not going anywhere. And they're fine. And of course, and I have to be very transparent. Eden McCoy is one of my good friends. I'm friends with her and her mother. We've been friends for years. So again, I'll be very, I'm friends with her. I love Tabiana and her mother. They're great. And I always support my Black women. So I support both of them, actually. And Joss is a character that's a legacy character. So she and Eden has earned her place on soaps. So to me, she's earned her place. And I don't take that away from her. So now, however, Trina is a very popular character. So now let's elevate her to a place where she can be utilized in ways, because she has several storylines. Getting to know this person, and getting to know that person, and getting to know this person. There's a lot. And if you like just one to Sprina, that's fine. But again, I'm not even thinking about verses or anything. I'm just thinking, let's get these characters over here, a fully formed relationship. That's all I care about. A fully formed relationship. Let's give them the same rights as everybody else. That's all. And then you can go, and then we all go from there. That's all. It's like let's give them a love story. If we're going to do this, let's give them one. And same with Brooklyn and Chase. I want the shit to come out that Tracy did or whatever, and that Chase doesn't drop Brooklyn and they fight against Tracy. Let's show some couples just together. And again, where is love in the afternoon? I'm not talking about Willow and Michael. Other couples who literally had a long history to get there. And Sprina is one of those things. They've had a long history to get there. So Dima, that's my immediate thing. Well, Tracy, I did say it. I think it is racial. I've said it several times. I think it is racial. She's a dark Black woman. I used to say, my thing is with Trina and Spencer, I think they were doing, and I don't know this for fact, but watching how the story has been going, they were doing an old-fashioned love story where they were friends first, they kind of became enemies a little bit, became friends again. There's all this. It's like they were doing it. They were doing slow and steady wins the race. And I thought, okay, I get that actually. Joss is more impulsive. Totally get it. I had no problem. I had no problem with either story. I had no problem with Jex. I like them. I had no problem with them. So that's not for me. But my thing was, and same with Chase and Brooklyn. They had this thing like, my thing is now that you've done that slow and steady wins the race, now it's time for them to win the race. Hi, Court. That's all it is. Now it's time for them to win the race. Brooklyn and Chase need to win the race. We finally got, remember, it took forever to get Vanna to happen. That took forever. Like I said, the pacing's kind of crazy. But I get in the old days, soaps ran a little slower. So I thought, okay, I'll give Sprina the running a little slower. That's fine. But now you could do it. Exactly, Court. So okay, now it's fine. We built them up. We had Greenland was the turning point. And I was so shocked. I was so shocked and surprised to see how much they did. So Tracy said, but I was thinking maybe they were taking it slow because the stereotype of Black women is the opposite. So I like to think they're waiting. So is there a stereotype that Black women are fast? I'm not a Black woman. So any Black woman in here, is that a stereotype? I didn't know it was a stereotype. I mean, to worship. I didn't know it was a stereotype. So it's a stereotype that Black women are quick and fast in a hurry. I don't know that. So if it is, then tell me. I don't think that was either the thought behind it. I just think it's because she's Black. I think I think everybody's overthinking it. I work in Hollywood. I know how this town works. Viola Davis has talked about it. So has Angela Bassett's talked about it. You know, Angela Bassett now has a white man on 911, which is Peter Krause. That's primetime. I'm just saying, there has been the stigma of dark-skinned Black women with white women. So, as I said, I'm just asking the Black women who are in this group, is that a stereotype that Black women are fast and they just give it up? Oh, okay. I didn't. So Tracy says it's a stereotype that dark-complected women are assuming sexual. Okay, I didn't know that. I always knew that I knew there was the Latin lover and that the exotic Asian. So I didn't know that. Yes, it's stereotype women are loose free. Well, okay, no, thank you. Thank you for letting me. I didn't know that. So thank you very much. I did not know that. That was a stereotype for television. Thank you. That's what I'm asking. I don't know. But like Court said, but though they've earned at this point, I'm saying at this point, they've earned it. It's 2 years. And that's why I said, Medora, I said that primetime shows capitalize on their popular characters. I don't know why daytime isn't doing that as much. That's what's so interesting. It's like, usually they do. Okay, well, good. I'm glad to. I see. I learn some all the time. I'm glad to hear this. You said the same thing. Yeah, Black woman, white man is much more accepting. Yes, exactly. That part is true. Now that I can hear Jay-Z, I can hear you saying that. It's hilarious. I just know it's just something that's not done very often on TV. A dark-skinned Black woman and a white man. It's just not done. Always done. Now, daytime, see on Young and Restless, we got 2 Black men with white women. So, yeah, but I'm like, I don't know. So all I know is I don't think that they were thinking about all that. I think they were just because she was Black. Period. They didn't do much. I just think it is. Put down. But yeah, Titian Days always gives us a shout out. I always give Titian Days a shout out too. My chocolate twin Tony Moore on our shows. Yes, we love that. He always does. We always do. We're sister channels. I used to be on Titian Days. We take care of each other. Tony's one of my best friends. So yeah, I'm glad that obviously he does. And everybody follow Titian Days. Yeah, Angie and Cliff. I remember I talked to Peter Bergman about that storyline, how they cut it off. Because she Black and he white. They cut that off. When he said, my interview's up too. You can watch my interview, Peter Bergman. Well, he said it makes sense. They're 2 doctors. Why wouldn't they get together? Well, that's the point, kind of. These are maybe you're not supposed to see a sex appeal. because he's younger than you, and maybe he's not. That's the point. He's for a certain segment. And there are people on shows I don't find attractive that they should still have full on, love scenes. For the people who are watching, thank you. $20. Please hit the like button if you can. I think some people overthink. I interviewed also the one who played Olivia, played Livia. I interviewed her too. She's on my channel too. We talked about the interracial stuff, and she said she was not getting paid or getting storylines like the white actors. I mean, I'm telling you, a lot behind the scenes goes on. A lot behind the scenes goes on. Trust me, that is racial. It's just plain up racial or sexual orientation. It just does. And some shows, Days of Our Lives, they're out there doing everything, but they got rid of Will and Sonny. Leo's the only real gay man on the show. What's going on over there? Over to Craig, all that stuff. So as I said, I always just call things when I see them. And I have to go. I love talking to you guys. I never talk in the afternoon. I've been on 51 minutes. I have to go, you guys, 42 minutes. Who's going to buy me lunch? I'm hungry. I worked hard for you guys. Who's going to buy me lunch? But I appreciate you guys all coming on. And I appreciate the love of the show, yesterday's show. Frank and I will be back next Sunday, obviously. And I will always continue. Well, first of all, I'll always hold down my Black women and Black girls. You guys are my mothers, my sisters, my cousins, my aunts. I will always hold you guys down. But in general, period, I will always look out for the soap operas. And I will always want something. I will want them to always strive to be good. And equal representation is just one of the major things I think we need. And better pacing and stuff. So I'll always call that out. Frank will always call it out. We will always talk about it. And, to all of our other fellow GH podcasts, I know some got in trouble apparently for their views, but it's their views. Everybody has their views on how they feel about things. Everybody has their point of view. And that's why I say 10 people can look at the same show and see 10 different things. But I'm just giving you my perspective of what I see. But I like General Hospital. I want it to last. And I like the actors. I want it to last. So I want to make sure I say that. Representation and visibility does matter. Sherry, you are absolutely correct. Tomorrow's 4th of July. I'm taking a day off. I would swear to God I'm taking a day off. I'll be back on the 5th. Back to work. Our country is being attacked from within. Is my only political statement I will say. We need to look at who we're voting for, who we're letting in office, who we're keeping in office. We need to really look at that and look at what laws and bills are trying to be passed. A lot of bills and laws and measures are being passed that literally affect me and people who are like me and like you out there. So we live in a great country with a lot of opportunity, and I want to keep it that way. So if I think about anything about 4th of July, that's my message about 4th of July.